Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing to you a new makeup look. I haven't brought you a makeup inspired video for quite some time, and I was inspired by a post I actually saw on Tropic Skincare's Facebook page a couple of weeks ago now, and it is this pumpkin spice inspired makeup look. So if you would like to find out what products, shades, brushes, everything that I used to create this look, then please keep watching.
Hi everyone, my name is Sophie and I work at Tropic HQ. Today I'll be showing you the viral pumpkin spice makeup look using our colour palette. With more than 50 million colour combinations to choose from, our colour palette is infinitely reusable, recyclable and perfectly aligned with our pledge to create a healthier, greener and more empowered world. Here I'm using our Jet Set bronzer in the shade Valley Bronze. And don't forget to always place the product where the sun would naturally hit your face to create that extra dimension. Our makeup is not only extra pigmented, but also all natural and gentle to the skin. I'm finishing the look with our Kiss Me Quick lipstick in the shade Sheer Blossom and adding lip glaze over the top in shade Coral Crush. Here it is, the final pumpkin spice makeup look. Are you trying it?
So on the video, she starts with her base, which is also what I usually do. I know some people do the eyes first, but I have tried that before and I really like it and I see the logic behind it, but still I've got into such a routine of doing my base first that just seems to be what I go to. So I'm starting with our Beauty Booster Sheer Foundation in shade 1, which is what I use. And to be honest, because she's a redhead and fairer skinned in the video the Tropic shared, it suits me perfectly because that is my colouring too. So I'm very excited to see how this turns out on me. I always have to preface these videos that I do when I do makeup. I am definitely not a makeup artist by any means, but I've been doing my makeup for, I'm 35 now. I've been wearing makeup probably since I was about 16 years old. I would have started earlier, but my dad would never let me. So nearly 20 years, and I feel like watching videos and things over the years, I have gotten a little better. And I personally love a more natural makeup look. I'm definitely not a heavy makeup person, which if that's you as well, then Tropic makeup is going to suit you perfectly. It's light, it gives great coverage, but it doesn't make you feel like you're wearing loads of makeup. It doesn't feel cakey or look cakey on your face. It's just beautiful. So that is Beauty Booster. Sorry, did I say shade 1 earlier? I meant shade 2. Barely Nude it used to be called. Shade 1 used to be called Porcelain. Shade 2 is Barely Nude. Shade 2 is what I use. Love using a beauty blender as well. I just feel like wet this, use it to dab it in, and I feel like you don't get any, it just sinks in beautifully. You don't get any brush strokes or anything like that. And I'm not a fan of using my fingers because I don't like getting it all over my hands. So next up, I'm going in with our Illuma. This is a brightening concealer, so I do use it obviously in the areas that I want to brighten rather than on blemishes and things. So I use it under my eyes, forehead, and then I'll use a bit here as well, just to lift my face a bit. Again, I use the same beauty blender. I'll just put the excess on my eyelid. And then I use a different concealer for concealing blemishes and red areas. So I use our Undercover Concealer, which is in my palette. As you can see, it's a very much loved palette. I've got a little red mark there that looked like it wanted to be a spot but didn't really come to anything. And then I've got the same again here. And then you know this, if you've seen makeup videos of mine before, I have redness around my nose. So I just put a little bit of it there too. and my skin is pretty clear at the moment, so that's all I'm going to do. Obviously, because I use Tropic Skincare morning and night. There we go. Then in the video, she uses our mineral foundation over the top of Beauty Booster. Now, I don't do this very often because wearing our mineral foundation over the top of Beauty Booster gives you even more coverage, and I usually feel like Beauty Booster or mineral foundation, either or on their own, is enough coverage for me. Like I say, because I use the skincare and my skin looks lovely and glowy the majority of the time. But I'm going to use a little bit just because that's what she does. And that's probably too much. I'm using our kabuki brush, big fluffy one. So I'm going to pop it, not all over my face, but areas that perhaps I want a little more coverage. And I'd say my forehead would be an area that I would want a bit more coverage, and along my jaw. Take it down my neck a little bit actually. And this mineral foundation will mattify your face a little bit as well. There we go. Mineral foundation. This is refillable as well, so you only have to buy the container once, and then you buy a refill. It comes in a sachet and you pour it in. You take this little lid bit off here and then pour it in there. So that's really great too. Saves you money and saves on plastic. Next up, I believe she uses bronzer, and she does actually use the bronzer that I use all the time, so which is our Barley Bronze bronzer. This one, I really need to clean up my palette, don't I? Should have done that before I came on and did this video. And she mentions, and I do this as well, that put your bronzer where the sun would naturally hit your face. So I tend to put it on my forehead, just lightly. You don't want to go OTT with bronzer, it's very easy to do. Cheekbones. If you want to find your cheekbones, suck them in. And I put a bit on my nose as well. Sorry, I'm looking off to the right here because I've got my mirror. Because it's not the easiest using the viewfinder on the camera. So apologies if I'm looking off this way and not looking at you. There we go, that's my bronzer. Then I need to check what colour blusher she uses, because it's one I don't think I've used before. Which I love, because this is why I love doing videos like this, because it opens me up to using different colours that I wouldn't usually, because I think we're all guilty of just going to the same ones all the time. But I love to change things up every so often, especially when the seasons change. So she uses cinnamon sugar. Have I got cinnamon sugar? Go to my makeup book. You can't buy this as a customer, I'm afraid. This is only available for ambassadors. So cinnamon sugar, cinnamon sugar. Oh no, I don't have cinnamon sugar. So I'm gonna have to do a slightly different one. Well, that's cinnamon sugar there. So it's kind of goldy, I suppose like pumpkin-y, which is the look that we're going for. So I'm going to go in with golden apricot. I'm going to go in with this one instead, because I think that looks like it's probably the closest one to it. And then to find where I want to put blusher, I just smile. Oh, I like this colour. I would never have used this colour before without doing this video and trying to emulate what she did. I'm also going to have to get cinnamon sugar now too. Oh, okay. That looks a lot more pigmented on there than it does here. But if you ever do this and you think, oh my gosh, I've put far too much on, then just take your brush or sponge, whatever you use to apply your foundation with, and just go over the top, because you'll have excess product on here. I learnt this from Bryony Blake, who does a lot of the Tropic. She's done our leaders event. or a Tropic event that I went to. She does some lives for Tropic, and she always said rather than try and rub it off or remove makeup, add. So that's what I'm doing. There we go, that looks a lot better. That looks a lot better. So yeah, I really like that. It's kind of bronzy, definitely a different bronzy to a bronzer, but definitely pumpkin-y. So loving that. I believe she goes on to eyes. So she didn't mention brows, but I'm going to go in with my brow pomade, which, sad times, Tropic have discontinued. So my willow bark that I usually use, I've run out of and been unable to get it again. So I'm using hazelnut, I think it's called now, but they still do amazing powder, brow powder, so which I think a lot of people prefer anyway, as it gives a more natural brow, whereas I like quite a defined prominent brow. So brow pomade isn't usually for everyone. So if you're more of a natural brow rather than a, like I do mine, then you're fine, because they still do the powders. There we go. So then she does her eyes, and with this again she uses colours that I don't think I've used before, or if I have, I don't use them often. So she uses cinnamon and copper. So cinnamon I've got, copper I've got. So I believe she uses copper over a bit more of her eye, and then cinnamon in the crease, or like on the edge, just to make it a bit more of a smoky eye. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is copper, let me show you. This one is copper, and then this one here is cinnamon. So let's go copper first, and then I'm just going to put that over pretty much my eyelid and in the crease. Again, I try not to use too much of this, but if you do, just blend, blend, blend. I prefer to put a really little amount with eyeshadow, because like most people, I think eyeshadow can be a little bit intimidating, especially going for new colours. So I've just put that over that eyelid in my crease. You see that? You see the difference? I like it, it's pretty. And then I'd say this is a bit of a, has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but nothing too much. Yeah, I think I have used copper before. I think I used copper last autumn, actually, when I was trying out the new Ruby Rocks eyeshadow. And yeah, now I'm wearing it, it does bring back memories, because I actually really like this colour. There we go. So that's over my entire eyelid and a little bit in the crease of my eye, just taking it up a little bit further. I love this brush. It's the Expert Blending Brush. It's Tropic's newest makeup brush that, again, I think they brought out this time last year, and it's super fluffy, so great for blending. And then this side is a bit more stubby, but again, great for blending, especially the brighter colours. I remember using this for that red Ruby Rocks eyeshadow, and it took me from looking a bit to it looking really nice. So then I'm going to go in with cinnamon. I'm going to use a different brush, because I don't want this to go everywhere. The other eyeshadow brush that I use for when I use a bit of colour is the eyeshadow, it's called the eyeshadow brush. So it's a slightly, not as fluffy, but still fluffy, and then this pointy end. So I'm going to go in, because cinnamon is quite a dark, this one here, it's quite a dark colour, so it's a little bit scary. So I'm going to use the pointy end of this brush and just go in a bit subtly with it at first. So with this one, I just want to put a little bit of colour on the end or in my crease. I do like a sideways V. I don't know if you can see that there, but I'll do a sideways V, and then I'll use the other end and then just blend it. Again, I just want this in the outer corner of my eye, which I think is what she does. And then you can add, because that's blending out nicely now, so it doesn't look as scary. So you can add more if you want to, just to the desired effect that you want, really. As bold as you are comfortable going. And then I'm going to go in with the stubby end of this one just to really blend it. This is such a brilliant blending brush for eyeshadow. I love it. There we go. So there is my eyeshadow. And then this is a tip that I picked up again, I think from Brownie Blake. If you want to tidy up your eyeshadow, just go back in with a loomer along here. I use the edge of the beauty sponge, and it just tidies it up and lifts up your eye like this. So if it's all dropping down a little bit, just put it along there. To lift it. I actually really like that. Don't worry if it always gets to the stage where you're like, not sure. But I think as soon as you add mascara, eyeliner, finish off your makeup, a lip, it just looks so much better than like this in between stage. So next up, I'm going to go in with Warm Brown Silk Gel Liner along the lash line. I'm going to need my palette for this because this is up close and personal. She does a little bit of a flick. I am not the best at flicks, I have to admit. So I'm just gonna go for it. The good thing about these liners is they have an inbuilt sharpener on the end here, and also they draw on really nicely. And the best thing I think for this, the best tip I have, is do a little bit at a time rather than just try and do one whole line. And I always tend to go from the outer corner first. There we go. So that's 1 and 2. So that is defining my eyes a little bit more. The good thing about these liners as well, they're really smudgeable. So if you've completely fluffed up your eyeliner, then you can go in with this pointy end brush on the eyeshadow brush and just smudge it out a little bit. And you can do that, but that went okay. So I'm not doing the flicks because I'm not very successful when it comes to flicks. So yeah, I just do it along the top of my lash line. That's how I do all my eyeliner, no matter what colour I use. So I'm going to go in with a bit of mascara. We all know how to apply mascara, so I'll not show you that because I always do it with my mouth wide open as well. Okay, and then she goes in with lips. So she uses the shade Sheer Blossom in our lipstick. I don't have it in a lipstick form like she uses, but I do have it in my magical makeup book, and it is this shade right here, this one. Sheer Blossom it's called. And I have my faithful lip brush that I'm going to apply it with. So she uses this first. My preference is usually to apply using the lipstick, because I'm not too bothered about bold colours on my lips. But if you are a little bit nervous, then these pans with a lip brush is brilliant, or a lipstick with a lip brush is brilliant, because I feel like you get less product when you use a lip brush to apply your lipstick. So if you prefer a more natural or build it up to how much you want, then this is a great way. I think I'm gonna have to get this lipstick, you know, in a lipstick form. Again, I've used this before when it first came out, but why don't I wear this more? That is Sheer Blossom. I love it. It's like a, I don't know, it's like a peachy, natural colour. It's really nice, and it feels like super nourishing as well. It feels like almost like a lip balm. I really like that colour, really like it. And then over the top, she applies a lick? She doesn't. She applies a lip glaze, and she applies the colour Coral Crush. Now, again, for me, I wouldn't usually go for this kind of colour, but for this pumpkin inspired makeup look, I'm going for it. Wowzers. I actually really like it. Again, it's not a colour that I would usually go for, but I think it really suits me. I really like this. And see what I mean? Now I've got my mascara on, my lips are done, it's all coming together. My eyes don't look like, I think actually my eyes look quite nice. I really like this makeup look. Oh dear. And I think it looks nice with the golden apricot that I used as well, because I didn't have the colour that she used. So there you go. You can adapt and overcome. Now, something that I did miss, a step that I did miss that she also did, was highlighter. And she used her finger, and I'm going to do the same with highlighter actually, because I think it looks pretty when you use it lightly with your finger. Where is my highlighter? There you go. So she uses Afterglow, and I'm just going to pop that on the tops of my cheeks, along here. Again, with highlighter, just apply a little bit and build it up, because you don't want to look like a glitter ball. Well, I don't anyway. Bit down my nose. I think she puts a bit under her eyebrow, which I would tend to do as well. Again, where the light would catch you. So your brow bone, just right at the top there. And I think she put some here as well. Just a little bit. Like so. And then, again, I'm not sure if she does this, but I have to do it. I finish every makeup look with soft focus. Now you can either get it in a pan form, or you can get it in this form, a loose powder form. But as soon as I've got this one in front of me, I'm going to use my big powder brush to apply it, and then I just put this where I don't want to be shiny, basically. So my forehead. The great thing about the palette one as well, this is the newest one that Tropic brought out, is that it's completely sheer, so this colour would work on every skin tone. On my chin, as you saw, I put it there, the sides of my nose, just to set my makeup, and also to take that shine away. The only place really that I don't put it is my cheeks, because I like them to be nice and glowy. And that is the final makeup look. I'm just going to go and unclip my hair, pop a nice autumnal outfit on, probably a snuggly jumper, and I will come back to you with the final look. And there we have it, the final look, all dressed out of my dressing gown, hair done, and makeup finished. This is the pumpkin spice inspired makeup look. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below if this is a makeup look that you like, if it's a makeup look that you would try. Verdict from me is I absolutely love it. It shows me that I should be more adventurous with my eyeshadow and lip colours and blusher colours, to be honest, because I actually like the final look. And even though we're past Halloween and we're probably coming more into the Christmas season now, I still think this is a makeup look that you can wear throughout the winter months and into the new year when it's still cold and crisp as well. Because let's face it, we're going to be in snuggly jumpers like this for the foreseeable. If you're anything like me, a lot of your snuggly jumpers are this sort of colour, nudes, browns, blacks, and I think this makeup look would work wonderfully with that sort of colour palette of clothes as well. I'm really liking this, and I really love the lip colour. I'm gonna bring this video to an end though. Like I said, let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. If you want to pick anything up that I have used within this video, I will leave every product, shade and brush that I've used in the description box down below. If you enjoyed this video and you found it really helpful, and off the back of it, it makes you purchase maybe a few of the products that I have used in this video, then as a Tropic ambassador, I would be really appreciative if you decided to shop with me as your ambassador. I leave my links in the description box, and if you try this makeup look, tag me on Instagram, Tropic by Charlotte Jordan, because I would love to see how you get on. Or even if you use just a couple of the colours, tag me on Instagram, I'd love to see. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.